bombed. TPC Louisiana is a very interesting golf course, mate, on some pretty flat land, Rich.
Absolutely, and this hole shows you exactly what to expect. Second shot to a very tiny green. Tiny greens dotting this entire layout. Hit one close here, and you can expect to make a birdie.
Oh, this would be handy if it could bounce right. Getting ready to play their third. "13 feet to the hole."
Oh yeah, this is tracking nicely.
Don't want to state the obvious, Rich, but a little too hard, that one. Sitting at 1 over for the event. Rich, if you missed a birdie opportunity at the first, you've certainly got one here at the second.
Yeah, it's par 5. It's pretty much just straight away. You got to avoid those bunkers down the left-hand side. For those players laying up, you got to lay it up shy of the big bunker down the right-hand side. This green sits ever so slightly above the fairway, and again, they're just not that big of targets. It really is a cool golf course designed by Pete Dye.
Rich, New Orleans, or should I say Nolans. How good is it here to be on the Bayou? This is a special week. It's a great eating week and a real festival atmosphere.
It is, and it's hosted on a golf course that provides plenty of fireworks as well. What a cool design this is. It's wide open off the tee, but then the greens are minuscule in size, and they have these little runoff areas where it doesn't look like you're going to be in much trouble, but you start missing a couple of greens in a row, and you start getting these head scratching. Well, do I bump it in there? Do I flop it on the green? Do I take it low, high, medium, bump it into the... I mean, you have so many different ways of playing shots around these greens that you can outthink yourself. And I think that's what happens with a lot of these players, is that usually you have one option when you miss the green. Here, you got a whole lot of them. So this golf course grabs your attention, especially around the greens, which makes it quite difficult for a lot of these players.
Currently at +1 for the day. The third hole is a long par 3 measuring 230 yards.
Be careful of the wind here. You can't always feel it, as those trees on the left sometimes block it out. Missing it right is an obvious no-no, but missing it left is no guaranteed of an up and down either. The green slopes away pretty severely over there. John, what's going on? Talk to us, Goose.
I'm over here following Tony Finau. We're on the 5th.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was laser-like. Took a great deal of accuracy there. All right, facing a little up and down here to save the par. How close was that to going down? Oh, a lovely opportunity to save par here. Yep, you'll take that. Currently at +1 for the tournament. TPC Louisiana might be known as a birdie fest. However, you're going to find plenty of challenges, including the par 4 fourth.
How can bunkers that are so minuscule be so agonizing? That's exactly what these are down the left-hand side of the 4th hole. You avoid those, and you get a good look at the green for your second shot that gently works away from the player.
Rich, always like going back and looking at T-Dub and some of the magnificent stuff he delivers.
Look at the touch that this man possesses.
Oh, that's a sensational moment. Mark that down as a highlight today. Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? And Rich, we talked about so much and we heard so many of them throughout the years. A Tiger Roar just sounded different to any other roar on the golf course. Explain just the energy of that and what you endured.
Well, the Tiger roars usually involved about 35,000 folks, and any other roar was about 3,500. So that was already a massive difference. You just knew it. There's just an energy in the air. When you heard a roar go up, you immediately could tell whether it was Tiger or it was somebody else. And it all kind of depends on how you were affected by it. And I think that where a lot of players got into trouble was listening for the roars and listening what kind of roar it was. And when they let it into their head that it was a Tiger roar, then I need to do something better. I need to change it up real quick. And in fact, that's probably what hurt them more than anything else. But listen, when Tiger did something fantastic, everybody on the golf course knew it was him.
The leader now has a one-stroke advantage. Rich, the fifth is a shortish par 4 by today's standards, but still enough there to mess with your ball.
Players want to move the tee shot from right to left on this hole because there's some trees on the tee box that'll kind of force you that direction, so driver may not be the play. The second shot, however, that's where it gets interesting. This green absolutely belongs in a skate park. This has more humps and bumps and wobbles in it. It is a very cool design.
Chosen the pitching wedge here.
He's found the surface. Good chance here.
Slim chance here for birdie, but you never know.
This putt to join those amongst the top 10 on the leaderboard.
Oh, that's too bad.
Downhill putt, and sometimes you think it's going to run out more than it does. Just couldn't quite figure it out this time.
Well hold. Trailing by 4 strokes. The 6 is a tremendous putt. Yeah, you hit. Opting for the 5 wood. Yeah, that was a safe play. This is one of the close. Go in. It was on a good line. Didn't quite have the right stuff there. Putting for par. That's well holed. Let's head out to the 8th hole. And here we are with their 4th.
Oh, this is on a fantastic line. Is it the right distance?
Oh, stop it. What a way to make your par. That'll help make a big move. Our leader is enjoying a 3-stroke advantage. The 7th provides a great opportunity if you can get a good driveway. This par 5's a lovely hole.
There are 2 menacing bunkers on this hole. The far one, the one right in the middle of the fairway, it looks like a zit from the back tee box. That is not the place to be.
Oh, well done. And now we go to the 10th, where this happened moments ago.
Out of the sand and into the hole.
Oh, where would that rank by Tiger Woods? That's right amongst his very best.
And here we are with the third shot. 5 shots off the pace.
No harm, no foul there with that shot.
A spot in the top 5 on the line here.
Putt is underway.
Well, that'll play. Well, that's a lovely way to make a move into the top 5. He's in a share of 5th position. The 8th is a short par 4, Rich, and modern players are starting to try to drive this green.
They are, although I don't quite see it that way. It's such an easy second shot if you just lay it up short of those fairway bunkers down the left-hand side. You're not going to have much more than a flipped sand wedge, gap wedge maybe, to a green that once again has a lot of movement to it.
Nicely done. Rich, considering everything that's been said about the great Tiger Woods throughout his entire career, it almost seems superfluous to add anything more to it. But what that man has meant to the game, and again to people like yourself who have gone on to win major championships as well.
Yeah, I would think what Tiger has brought to the game is just he changed the perception of the game as it being kind of an old man sport, and all of a sudden he's out there winning and fist pumping and getting the crowds fired up and everybody into the game. It just kind of changed the entire complexion of it. No longer do you have these old guys that are dressed poorly with big beer bellies, and all of a sudden, you know, you got guys that are young and wearing these tight-fitting clothes, going into the gym and treating it more like a business instead of just a sport. He really changed the entire dynamic of the game, the landscape of what it takes to become a great player. And you know, everybody else was just kind of sitting there and all going, well, how does he do this? Well, it's almost like he had a plan, a master plan to go out there and listen, I'm going to dominate by being physically better, mentally better, and I'm just going to steamroll these guys. And when he first started doing that, everybody's kind of looking back going, okay, he's taking this seriously. Maybe I need to start taking it seriously too, right? So it's just one of those things that came along that nobody knew what to really expect of him. But he told us right away, listen, I expect to win every single week out there, and sure enough, that's what he did.
That's disappointing. Pretty straightforward 4-footer coming up here.
That starts off on a good line.
Our man on the ground, John, he's down there. What's the news?
I'm down here on the 11th hole as Tony Finau gets ready to hit.
Oh, what a touch of class, holds it from the sand. So after that effort, this is what the leaderboard looks like. Rich, this player's just a few shots back with the last 9 to play. Did you prefer to be the greyhound or the bunny?
I want to be the greyhound. I'm sprinting away if I possibly can. This player's 3 back. They need to start sprinting.
Yeah, great rhythm on that swing. Even for the day, in a share of 8th position. Yep, that shot safely on the green. Come on, let's make this putt. It's for a share of 4th on the leaderboard. Get excited. This could go in.
That's a lovely putt to make for birdie. Take some pride in that one.
And that will take him to 1 under. And this player's moving up on the leaderboard after that hole.
Well, now, things have gotten interesting. Closing the gap.
Good shot there, Beamer. 2 wins so far this season. That'll flick a few of the leaves going through there. Let's have a look at this highlight. Tony Finau with a fantastic shot. This was his second. And back to the play, shall we? This line doesn't look too tough, just in the first cut, right by the green.
And he's down there. You got to read.
Careful not to leave this one short. It's back uphill, and nothing worse than leaving an uphill putt short.
That was a gallant attempt.
And that should secure the par on this one.
He currently shares 4th position. Well, the 12th is certainly one of the stronger holes on the back 9. This par 4 measuring just under 500 yards.
You want to try and hug the left-hand side as best you can to shorten up the hole as much as you can, but still avoid that bunker if at all possible. Second shot, the green up there sits a little bit caddy cornered to the players, so working the golf ball in there for left to right for your second shot would be the play.
John, you're down there. What's happening?
Hey guys, we are checking in with Tiger Woods as he gets set for his next shot here on the 15th.
What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
Yeah, he's got 190 all the way back here.
Looks to be going with the 5-iron. Yeah, not a bad shot, that one. Trying to get to 2 under with this putt.
This is their look at birdie.
Yeah, that looked to be a bit of a misread.
It's downhill the entire way, and yet inexplicably comes up short.
Now, nice to make a mid-range par putt. Just 2 shots back after that hole. Rich, the 13th is a short par 4, but a really good one, depending on how much you want to take off.
There's really no real reason to go right at the green, Luke, with a tee shot, even if you have the power to get there, because you just can't stop it on the green. If anything, you want to hit it out to the right, where your next shot is going straight up the green. This is a very flat green, but is perched well above the fairway. It's a wonderful birdie opportunity.
Rich, we saw it right throughout Tiger Woods' career, just epic shot after epic shot. What was the best shot you ever saw Tiger hit?
We were playing in 2002 in the Grand Slam of Golf over in Hawaii. Justin Leonard, Davis Love, Tiger, and myself. And we, on the second day, wind's blowing at a pretty good clip on the par 5. I think it was number 7. And you had to bust 2 shots to get there. Nobody, I mean, it was nearly impossible. And in fact, it was impossible with 3 out of the 4 of us to get it home in 2. Well, Tiger gets up there on this par 5 the second day, and he's already leading by like 800, I think. And he drills one right down the middle. I lay up with a 3-wood. That's how hard it's blowing. I lay up with a 3-wood to about 70, 80 yards. And this little green is a little peninsula. It kind of goes from left to right, a little bit of a fade if you're a right-handed player, with water on the front part of the green and the pins over in the back right. And he gets up there and smokes driver off the deck into about a 25-mile-an-hour wind to about 6 feet away. And I look over at my caddy and I go, is this for real? I mean, are you sure that we're not in a video game right now? Because that's just not possible. I mean, it literally, the second shot off the deck with the driver was hit about forehead high and traveled about 270 into the wind. And the ball just kind of hung there, seemingly just about 20 feet off the ground, just hung there and kept hanging, kept hanging, kept hanging, and fell right exactly where he wanted it to. It was unbelievable. And at that moment in time, you kind of sit there and look at yourself on the inside and you go, whew, I don't have that shot, and I don't even know how to make up for a shot like that I don't have. You just knew that you're just kind of sitting there watching something that nobody else in the game can do. It's phenomenal.
Oh, so close. Putting for a bogey. In she goes. Let's head to the next. Let's head over to the 15th hole, shall we? Let's catch up with John Rahm. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. And unfortunately dropping back to level with the card. And now teeing off on this par 4 hole. Birdies are good. Harness them. Block the bogeys. They're bad. Yep, give yourself a pat on the back. Let's take another look at Tiger from earlier.
Fantastic touch on this one.
Let's catch up with the current proceedings. Taking aim from around 190 yards here. Currently 4 shots off the pace. Opting for the 5-iron. This one needs to kick left. Just let that shot be water off a duck's back. And Henny, what's he looking at here?
Setting up from about 100 yards.
Going with the pitching wedge here.
Yep, solid connection. This is looking good.
Just a little off with the accuracy there. Unable to find the green.
Hard to control the distance when you're coming out of the rough.
Beauty of a chip shot there.
Just eyeballing that one, trying to make it.
A par putt awaits. So no movement there. The player remains at even par. If you ought to win at TPC Louisiana, you've got to hit a couple of very important shots late. The tee shot here at 17, Rich, is one of them.
A tee shot that no player likes to face. Water all the way down the left-hand side. The bailout zone out to the right falls away from the green. No fun whatsoever.
Opting for the hybrid, I think. Come on, that finish line's in sight. Let's power towards it. Well, we're hearing some excitement elsewhere on the course. Let's head to the last hole for this wonderful highlight.
He's a sharp shooter from short range, isn't he?
A chance to go under par here if he can just keep the bogeys off the card. Trying to get to 1 under here with this putt. Okay, steady now. Well, it's a bit disappointing. 4 feet to the cup.
Nice little par putt here.
Good putt, that. Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead. The closing hole at TPC Louisiana has water all the way down the right, Rich, but that's not its only issue.
Bailing out to the left, you'll find some menacing bunkers that you want no part of. However, if you find the fairway, going for it in 2 will be very tempting.
quality shot, that one. Getting ready to play their third. 4 strokes off the lead. Well, this putt will be a good one to hold for a round of 71. Just didn't drop. This putt of about 6 feet coming up. I don't mind the look of this. And with that, that closes out the event for this player. Top 10, Rich, not to be sneezed at.
No, top 10s are always good. Top 10s are always good, Luke. It gives you some confidence going into the next tournament.
Well, that's all we've got time for today. On behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, Rich Bean, Henny Koyak and John McCarthy, plus all the hard-working folks behind the action at 2K Sports, thanks for tuning in. Look forward to your company next time.